You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Come along with us on the third annual Spring Shop Tour Series as we zip across the country, highlighting the success and achievement of some of the best landscaping companies in the industry. In these exciting interviews, you'll hear how these business owners are building their incredible teams, growing successful brands, and how their shops and facilities have been game changers for growth. We want to thank Equipment Defender, Cujo Yardware, Ballard Products, and Landscape Management Software, LMN, this year's tour sponsors for their partnership and support. And now, let's jump into this engaging interview with your host, Brian Fullerton.
All right, guys, well, we are jumping right on into it here. Super excited about bringing this podcast episode to you guys. Filming it live from the greater Chicagoland area in Illinois, Mr. Russ Scott, owner, managing partner, Ringers Landscaping. How we doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Here, do me a quick stop. Bring that microphone in just a little bit. Come on in. Yeah, there you go. You got a booming voice as it is, man.
Got it.
But you excited about this? This is awesome, man. Holy cow.
We work.
You work. Folks, like the 150 folks just deployed out here in about 12 minutes or less. 20 mow crews, I don't even know, 5 landscaping this.
166 guys we can launch out of here within a half hour in different groups.
That's incredible. Wow. So we got to take it from the top. You're going to be a familiar face here with what we do. Oh, there you go. Mr. B's running out.
Right.
There you go. You're a new face to our audience, but hopefully a familiar face moving forward to my whole group, because this is 100%, again, one of my new favorite tours, one of my new favorite facilities. And I'm not just saying that. I've been here for about an hour now. And as soon as I rolled up, you're just like, first class. That's the first.
I appreciate that.
That's the first thing I see. First class. These guys are a player. You guys are kicking butt.
Under the radar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we like being under the radar.
Well, I don't know how you're keeping this thing under the radar. You're or under a rock or anything like that. You got this juggernaut of so we're in what, west Chicago?
So we're in the northwest suburbs.
Okay.
Chicago. We're closer to the Wisconsin line than we are Chicago.
Okay, gotcha. And so do you guys do service in the suburbs, obviously, or anything in the city?
Nothing in the city.
Okay.
Trucks are too big. Trailers are too big to go to the city.
Yep.
But our span, if you will, so we'll go up to Lake Geneva area, which is north of us. We'll go west to Rockford. We'll go south to the Naperville area.
Okay.
And the North Shore of Chicago, so what they call the Gold Coast, we've got a lot of jobs over there because of our patio crews.
Okay.
But we don't service anything.
Okay.
Any big HOAs or any big businesses that far over there.
Wow. Okay. So you got to take it from the top. I always call it like the highlight reel.
Sure.
You know, so give me the 2-minute how this whole company started, how you've been involved with the last, what was it, 5
years?
5 Folks, I'm telling you what, it's like strap in. This is incredible. To see where it was, which was already great, to where it is today, which is amazing. And then even a little bit of your background, because I feel like you bring this different mindset, thought process, hard work, hustle, but everything here seems very orchestrated, intentional, thoughtful. And I'm noticing that there's a lot of undertone here of like, people know what to do here. Nobody's walking around aimlessly. You just deployed 160 guys in 25 minutes.
Yeah, 702, this place better be a ghost town.
It was, and it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it one new guy, but we'll see if he lasts.
We'll see.
I'm
pulling for him. I'm pulling for him. We don't hire to fire.
No, we both looked at that guy, and I said, I don't think he's going to be here. You're like, he won't be here. You know, in which way? We're just having fun. But
the guys will weed them. The guys will weed them out.
Yeah.
I don't do any of that anymore. Haven't for years.
Culture.
Their own crew will come to the supervisor and say, he's just not working.
Yeah. So give me the 2-minute. How did you? Because Ringer has been around for a little bit.
Yeah, 2007. Okay. Eric Ringstrand. So Ringstrand, his nickname was Ringer. So there you go for the Ringers. So Eric started this place 2007 with his dad Scotty.
Okay.
And his brother. Scotty had a bunch of buddies, and he'd take his kids over and let them mow the grass. Mm-hmm. Eric and his brother got paid in baseball cards.
Okay. Taking it back.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Scotty kept all the cash for himself. So God bless Scotty.
There you go.
So it went from there. Eric's a super uber intelligent number guy.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric went to college to be an engineer, figured out that he could make in a weekend what the professors were making.
Sure. So
he started Ringers, started growing it up. Fast forward to 5 years ago, he was about a $2 million or say company.
Okay.
Had a 95-5 split. So he was a 95 residential.
Yep.
We probably drew off 1,400 customers.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
Had a little bitty 1,500 square foot place, not far from here.
Okay.
Was constantly mud because it was a swamp.
Okay.
Trucks were never clean. Eric is a numbers guy, great salesman, but operationally weak.
Yeah.
Just didn't get that side of the business. We always tease him. Eric never washed trucks because they were work trucks, and work trucks were supposed to stay dirty.
Okay, sure.
That was his philosophy. Obviously, it's not ours any longer.
Sure.
So transition 5 years. When I came over here, I needed a couple of things. I needed a guy that had a great reputation. Eric had a fantastic reputation. And I needed a guy that we could draw off credit.
Mm-hmm.
Between he and I, we had to build something. So he had about 14 guys, 3 or 4 trucks, and none of those trucks were in good working condition. So the fleet that you just saw leave here, we had to build that. And I mean, you have to have pretty deep pockets to do that.
Right.
So we've done all that within 5 years. Fast forward, we'll be, I hope, close to 12 million this year.
Wow.
And it takes a great team of people. And I had a good group of guys that followed me, guys and gals that followed me from the landscape company that I sold. That came over here, and they have a great following of people. So the Hispanic culture is very strong here.
Absolutely.
And it's an honor and it's a pride culture.
Yeah.
And we honor and we show pride with everything that we do.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. You said you brought operations to Ringers. Unpackage that for me if you don't mind. Because a lot of my audience, as I was kind of giving you a little debrief, as I've been getting to know you more, 0 to $500,000, maybe $500,000 to $1 million. But a lot of the guys, they're aspiring to grow. Maybe they're going from, like you just said, 3, 4, 5, maybe a team of 10. And they said, not everybody, of course, but a lot of folks are like, hey, I want to build that next $2 million, $3 million regional business or $5, $10 million regional business. And, that growth looks entirely different than when it's just you in the truck every day. The work and the business work on the business. So you said you came into Eric and Eric's business, and I know you're a managing partner now.
Yep.
What were you looking for? What was missing? What you brought operations to this? What does that mean?
So Ringers used to be that typical landscape company that would have the refrigerator and a case of beer, and let's worry about 3:00.
Okay.
So obviously you've been here a couple hours now.
Yeah.
We're nothing like that. We're more of a business, and we care about the 166 guys have wives, they have kids, they have uncles and aunts that they all support. It's our responsibility to give that. But anybody can go out and sell anything. Well, can you back it up? So 5 years ago, we intentionally said we're going to build the operations first.
Okay.
So that's taken 5 years of great service, good Google reviews, great respect in the industry and the local area. But now we're starting to build our sales team.
Okay.
So I've challenged every one of the sales guys. I say, I challenge you to try and outrun my operations.
Wow.
It's not going to be done.
No kid.
Not going to be done.
That's awesome.
And we work 40-hour weeks, no weekends.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that 7 to 5s or 6:30s?
Well, it depends on who you are and when you start.
Okay, fair.
It's 40 hours, and even the sales guys come in groups.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So operationally, are we talking SOPs and good culture? Is that what was missing?
Yeah, 100% good culture. There wasn't any SOPs.
Yeah, right.
There was not really a good culture.
Okay.
And the people were truly, I feel, taking advantage of Eric in his kind-hearted, good-hearted nature.
Sure.
Most loving, trustful guy ever. And he wasn't even getting a paycheck out of it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this then. Since you have that observation outside looking in, and a lot of guys are going from that $2, $5, $10 million company. I'm sorry, $200,000 to $500,000 company, looking to go to a $3 to $5 million company.
Yeah.
What are they missing? You said people, culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got to get good people, and then you got to trust the good people that you hired. You can't micromanage good people. When you hire the smartest to the core good people that you can. You train them up, and then you let them do what you trained them to do.
Sure.
And you got to trust in that.
Okay.
Baltazar's been with me over 20 years.
Okay.
I truly trust him with my life. Let's go.
So let me ask you this. As folks are looking to hire that, what was your first couple key hires? Or was Baltazar always with you?
Yeah, Baltazar, I've taken, he's been around our family for over 24 years.
Okay.
He's high powered.
Yeah.
But that kid started on a mower.
Is that right?
When he came from Mexico, he started on a mower.
Okay.
Did he ever think he'd be running 166 guys?
Right.
But you keep building. All the supervisors that you've seen today.
Great dudes, by the way.
We didn't hire them as supervisors.
They grew into it.
They absolutely grew into it.
Yeah.
They have to buy into the culture. Unfortunately for whoever, but the last guy that walked in here that we both thought, okay, knucklehead, let's go.
Yeah.
Had no hustle in him, and it was, 6:59.
Right.
His crew's waiting in the truck. Let's go. So that's what we look for is, did they buy in?
Right.
Or are they the guys that are back in the trucks with somebody behind them, or are they just wheeling and dealing because they think they're the best?
Right.
They might be the best, but company policy, get somebody behind that truck.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's make sure that you're not going to hurt anybody or anything.
I'm thoroughly impressed. You can tell, and I've done enough of these now where, and I'm looking to grow too, and I'm always observant. I'm pulling nuance. You were giving me, 20 just things you just said, like secondhand. I'm thinking to myself, man, that's a nugget. That's a nugget. That's a nugget. With where I'm at on my pay grade, as I aspire to grow. You said everything reverts back to good culture, good SOPs,
good people.
But what does that quantify that a little bit for me? If somebody has a struggling company or 5 to 8 guys and they're thinking, I want to go to 5 million, and they've got problems with 5 to 10 guys, like their problems are going to multiply. So that takes the fear in them,
Well, great. But if you lead by example, okay. So for the first year that we were here on site, I was literally running, and I know a fat bald guy running, but I'm running from my office to the loader.
Okay.
To go load a truck. We didn't have a yard guy back then.
Sure.
I would run when I see a truck pull in to back them in. So all the guys knew that I expect that.
Okay.
So now we've got, 40, 50 cameras around here. So we can identify where a quick problem is. Hey, crew 42, they didn't have anybody to back them up.
Sure.
Or crew 42 didn't check the chains and the lights before they left. Didn't see the hood go up on the truck to make sure it had oil in it. So we have all of that, but you continue to keep the standard. You don't take your foot off the gas pedal.
Right.
Don't start tapping the brakes, and you don't allow bad things to happen. You just don't allow it.
So you're replacing yourself with these folks that came into your organization
100%.
last 5 years. They can come into this culture because they see you hair on fire, and then replacing and duplicating yourself and that thought process for the company. And now you have this self-perpetuation. Is that what you could say?
100%. And when we hire these guys, I want them to aspire to sit in the seats that we are today. And we're in the crew supervisor's office.
Yeah, beautiful office, yeah.
Best office in the company.
Right.
But they're the hardest working guys in the company.
Sure.
But when the Hispanics come in to interview with other Hispanics, they know, hey, these guys are bosses here.
Right.
These guys are helping run this company. That's what I want to be.
That's awesome.
And I truly want them to want that.
Well, let me ask you this. as you guys have continued to grow this, what's the vision for the company? And I kind of twofold, where are you guys going? But number two, did you know that you would quote unquote get here 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Was this intentional? Or were you just like, hey, I come in on it, Eric invited me in, we talked business, hey, made a good financial move?
He didn't invite me in.
No? Okay.
It took about 150 phone calls. He finally returned the calls.
Yeah.
We made a handshake deal.
Okay.
And I said, I'll agree to come for literally pennies on the dollar.
Sure.
I said, but when I do this, we get this. When I do this, we get this. And we've achieved all the goals that we set out for ourselves. And quite honestly, our goal is 15 within the next 3.
Okay.
And we'll do that because now we're starting to build the sales department because
Sure.
they're not going to outrun the ops.
Sure.
But the ultimate goal, I'm 57, the ultimate goal is to get these people in place and let them do what they do.
Sure.
We've got some really smart people that are great, that care, and they care about each other. And we do a lot of corporate functions that get us out of here so they see that they're actually people too.
Yeah,
and
right.
They're not wearing the Ringers uniform, the Ringers logo all over them.
Right.
So they care about each other. And the sales guys know that they're responsible for X amount of people. And those people that are mowing know that they're responsible for their family.
Right.
Some of my favorite days are, hey, boss, I'm going to have ABC Bank call you.
Okay.
Buying a new house.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
That's awesome.
That's a celebration.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a cake at night.
Right.
I mean, we all celebrate that. If you drive through the parking lot, you don't see a bunch of junk sitting out there.
Right.
We like helping the guys out. We have financial coaches for them.
Oh, wow.
401k. If you've been here a number of years, you're not on our 401k, you get a sit down with HR.
Yeah.
Why aren't you?
Okay.
It's not, Big Brother's taking money from you. We're trying to set you up.
Right. Sure.
There's a reason that the guys stick around here. We absolutely care.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Just because you have this great perspective, right, doing this last 5 years, and again, just doubling down, most of those guys going from 5 to 10 guys,
Yeah.
and they want to go to the next couple of levels, right? Some key hires along the way.
Lead by example.
Sure.
Hire people that you kind of trust. Don't hire maybe skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I think, in that line is they got to hire Joe Schmo who works for ABC Landscape Company because he already knows how to mow.
Yeah. He's a foreman. Yeah.
Yeah, great. But is he going to be your foreman?
Mm-hmm.
What I would rather do is hire good quality people.
Sure.
Who's intelligent and teach them our way.
Mm-hmm.
After they've been here a while, all right, tell me a better way.
Yeah, right.
There's no red tape here.
Yep.
If you've been here and you've learned our way, but you think, hey, Hefe, I can do this better if you let me, well, let's talk about it.
I love that. So I've heard somebody say you hire aptitude or attitude, and then you train for aptitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to hire you just because you're one of my competitors' foremen.
Right, sure.
I'd rather you stay there.
Sure.
And the worst thing you can do with me is show up in a competitor's truck and want to fill out a job application.
Yeah, right.
You're going to get a picture taken of you. You're going to get a picture taken of your truck, and it's going straight to your boss.
There you go.
And you will never be hired here.
That's funny.
Yeah, because on this street that we're on,
Yeah.
you've got some big players.
Oh, okay.
And if you notice this morning, all the horn honking, those were all competitors' trucks.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't want to drop names or anything, but I'm like, oh, there goes so-and-so. And we're like, yeah, there's so-and-so. So you're swimming with sharks over here too.
Oh, 100%. We're the little guys.
No, well, it seems like it, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't mind being the little guy.
Sure.
I mean, you got some big private equity companies
Right, sure.
right here around here. Mm-hmm. Quite honestly, they've approached us.
Yeah, okay.
We have zero desire to do that right now.
Sure.
We're still in the build mode.
Yeah.
And to me, being the 57-year-old guy here, the old guy, it's still fun.
What keeps you going? What when you say it's fun, what's fun about this? And I'm with you, but what's fun about this? What keeps you moving?
What keeps me moving is all those guys that just left here.
Yeah.
They're counting on me. They're counting on the staff that we've put together.
I like that.
To keep keep the wheels on the bus.
Sure.
This time of year, the wheels are flopping around a little bit.
I feel you.
You got to get out torque wrench, tighten them up a little bit. But I wasn't here this morning just because you were coming.
Sure.
my truck's one of the top 3 trucks that enter the lot early.
Yeah.
You know, get the music bumping, get all the lights turned on, get ready to accept these guys coming in here to get them out in a good mood.
I love it.
You know, you hear some loud music here in the mornings. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's high-fiving.
Sure.
Get them out here in a good mood. You don't want to start your day off crappy.
You know, if I can just, I'm not here to puff anybody's ego up, but, and that's the last thing you need. I know your personality type. It's like mine. You're way more louder than I am, but I'm still waking up.
Bit.
I've been running on 4 hours of sleep for about 3 weeks straight. But I will say, your folks already came in with a good attitude.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have to rally the troops. I've been to the companies where the guy's high-fiving because he's like, man, I hope everybody comes in today.
No.
Your company does not seem like it has that culture. It's the opposite. Your folks are already coming on in. They're excited. Half your damn crew is already here at 6. I pulled in at 5:50?
Yeah.
And
I got guys here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, there's
go.
already 15 guys here, 20 guys.
Well, they like each other.
Yeah.
So they've all stopped at Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
We've got a nice little area that they can sit and BS around.
Yep, sure.
And those older guys are older guys that do that, that have been here and been working with each other all these years. They like each other, so let them BS.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we created that area.
Yeah, beautiful facility to hang out at.
Yeah, well, we created that.
Yeah.
You got a little music in the background, and they're BSing about their kids and their grandkids.
Yeah, showing photos and hanging out.
But it sets a good example for the younger guys.
Ballard Products has what you need. If you're looking for one place to find all the gear you need, jump on Ballard-Inc.com. With over 30 years in the industry and now celebrating our 25th anniversary selling high-quality products, we've got your back. From mower gear, trailer racks, mower blades, safety gear, and so much more, you'll find everything you need to maximize your efforts and protect your gear in one place. And let's not forget about the carbide titanium gold blade options that cut amazing and last longer between sharpenings, giving you optimum performance in the field. We've got a bunch of new gear coming soon, so make sure that you're following Ballard to stay in the loop. Head over to Ballard-Inc.com today and get geared up. Now, go get after it. Ballard.
You know, if you want to be a boss, if you want to drive that nice truck that one of those guys are driving.
Can't be here at 7:02.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. Let me ask you this. If maybe a couple more minutes here.
Sure.
Again, this is, I never want to be an expensive first day. We're just getting to know each other even more and more. But at the same point, totally respect what you got going on. And I'm sure on line 2, probably not here with your operation, but I'm back at home at my operation. Line 2, there's 500 fires, right? Because we're growing, just like you guys. Let me.
I got good people that put out fires.
You got great fire chiefs, right? I love that. Talking about finances for just a minute,
Sure.
Because you know I come into a lot of these outfits and I'm not going to get lost in the weeds with like no debt, good debt, bad debt, blah blah blah. Who cares? But there's a lot of financials moving around here, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, came into a decent business, grew to I'm not going to say mega business, but a very large company. Yeah. That takes money. And that is a question that I do get a lot from a lot of younger guys. They're 28. They have the F350 or F250, 2 mowers, 1 enclosed trailer.
Yep.
$100,000 rig going down the road. Awesome. That's kind of my boat the last couple of years. As you aspire to grow, and you know, you got your grow at the speed of cash folks, and then you've got your leverage OPM, even higher end private equity, right? What was your thought process coming into here, looking around at those early crews and saying, I want to take this thing to 10, 15 million. You had that vision. What we currently had wasn't going to get us there. We're going to probably have to reinvest into this company to get it to where it needs to be. Some people can stomach that financial risk. Some people, you know, they're puking in bushes and they're taking that home and getting crazy. So what's your thought process? I know it's a macro question, but for the love of God, but there's a lot of stuff going on here with fast growth.
Okay. So 100% transparency. We have really good banking relationships.
Oh, sure.
So we meet with our bank once a month.
Okay.
They know our numbers probably better than we do.
Sure.
I hooked up with a really good company to buy vehicles from.
Okay.
That believed in us and may have gone out on the limb for us.
Sure.
Back to the manufacturer. Bobcat is a great partner of ours.
I see a lot of Bobcat here. Yeah.
Yeah. They probably did for us back then stuff they probably shouldn't have.
Sure.
But now let's look at this on the grand scheme of things. We were just ramping up. Mm-hmm. COVID slammed us.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So the Monday that the great governor of Illinois, and I say that with air quotes, shut down the state, he said he was going to shut us down on Friday. So we had a 3-week in our mind move planned.
Okay.
To move out of our old facility to move into the facility we're currently in.
No way. Right then.
3 weeks. We did it in 3 days. We worked around the clock.
Wow.
And we got cots and sleeping bags. We had no idea. 2020 hindsight, you look back at COVID and say,
what the hell?
Why did all this have to happen? But now, COVID money. Okay? COVID money to where, and again, transparency, a lot of guys put that in their pocket.
Sure.
Sure, it went for payroll, say it with air quotes.
Right.
But a lot of guys pocketed all that money. Mm-hmm. We didn't pocket a nickel.
Wow.
It went back into the facility, back into the crews, and it really went for payroll. We ramped up.
I can see, yeah.
We put our foot to the floor, and probably $5 million we've invested in this facility.
Wow.
Snow operations and liquid brining, you can come back during winter months because it's a totally different company.
100%.
But we're big into liquid brine. Mm-hmm. How do you get there? Well, you got to rely on good guys like Jordan Smith over at VSI.
Yeah.
VSI by Boss, by the way.
Yeah, right.
So,
second guy to bring him up. I know Jordan. He's a great dude. We did some videos actually at Equip Expo 2020.
Yeah. Jordan's better than good.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
He's a wizard.
And uber intelligent.
I love it.
He's on it. But he helped build all this. He said, well, what do you guys want to do? And those are winter stories, but Jordan designed all of that.
Is that right? Okay.
100% of that is
Boyd Smith Innovations, brother.
Yeah. Is his fault.
Yeah.
I'll say it's his fault.
His fault.
Right. That we do what we do.
I see him all the time at trade shows passing, and I know Jordan. He's a really cool dude, so that's funny.
So, but on the landscape side, we've got really good partners with Russo's locally.
Yeah.
Russo's Power Equipment. Great partners.
All Bobcat mowers I saw?
No.
Okay. I saw a couple Sanders.
Yeah, so
phasing them out.
Initially, we were 100% Toro.
Oh, okay.
We moved into Bobcat because of the relationship I have with the local Bobcat guys, stellar guys. We don't really want for anything.
Sure.
And they're there when I need them. So we got into Bobcat mowers. May not have been the best decision that we made.
Fair.
Right now, we're taking a good hard look at bad boy mowers.
Oh, okay.
Nobody here has them.
Okay.
They put their money where their mouth was, and they said, "Here's some mowers. Go try them.
Yeah.
Try to break them."
There you go.
Honest to God, they're outperforming everything we have.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and good for them.
Yeah, right.
And what a set that they have to say, "Here's $30,000 worth of stuff. Go break it.
Go beat it." Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Heck
yeah. So they stepped right up. But it's all partnerships with us.
Mm-hmm.
You asked a while ago how we got here, and it's partnerships.
Yeah.
And it's relationships with everybody we have, from employees to banks to vendors. You gotta be on the same team.
Yeah. How do you to just go plus one on that, if you don't mind? And I know there's a little bit more X's and O's here that I'm asking, but this is what a lot of the folks are looking for, myself included. Like, because I always say, like, nobody documents the middle. Before we hit record, I said, can you imagine, like, this great growth that you guys had the last 5 years? If somebody's walking around all day with a camera, because you're asking, like, what I want to do. And I said, I just want to document trying to go from, where we're at to 5-10 million. I said, that'd be a really cool story. And you literally just did that. I'm like, can you imagine if somebody was in here videoing everything you were doing every day? You're like, it'd be an interesting wet paint, kind of story, because every day the story changes,
Yeah.
But your executive team or your leadership team, how are you guys handling all this fast growth? Who do you report to? Who reports to you, if you don't mind me asking? Like,
sure.
Just to keep this orchestrated machine moving and the gears don't jam up,
Yeah. So I feel I report back to the guys.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
And the people, everybody here kind of reports to me, but it all goes around in a circle.
Okay, sure.
So we never had HR. Mm-hmm. Okay. We hired an admin just to answer phones. Turns out that she was super, super smart. And I said, guess what? You're going to figure out HR, and we're going to figure it out together.
Okay.
Because when I got here, we certainly didn't need HR.
Right.
Now she's running with all office staff and everybody. We're probably pushing 200 people.
Right. But of course, subcontractors in the winter and all that.
No.
No partners or anything like that? Or?
No, absolutely not. No subcontractors whatsoever.
Okay.
You lose all control.
For sure.
Lose all control.
Wow.
Now, I'm not saying that years from now I might not change my philosophy, but so far, no.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, we keep our own guys busy.
Right.
And then it's the same standards.
Do you guys ramp up additional staff or less staff in the winter?
So, yes, to both. So November 15th kind of ends the landscape season.
Sure.
In Chicagoland area.
Okay.
We'll go to, with final cleanups and everything, we'll go to first part of December.
Yeah.
Depending on whether we've gotten snow before then, the past 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll kind of shut all that down, really shut down till Christmas. But this winter, with the HOAs and the size of the HOAs we have, we needed over 500 guys.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy shoot. Just to ramp up for production and get it all in.
You got to have a ton of shovelers when you're in the HOA business.
Right, yeah.
HOA business isn't what it all cracked up to be. Believe that.
Apartments, condos, or communities.
Yeah. I mean, if you could go back and redo it all, you kind of look at what East Coast Facilities is doing. He's knocking it out of the park.
Amazon fulfillments, all that mess. Yeah.
But he's doing a great job. And he's a culture-based company.
Sure.
He worries about his people more than I think he does his clients. Now, not taking, not disparaging, anything, but he worries about his people.
Right. Sure.
That's where all of us should worry.
Yeah.
Every day, all day.
I was just talking to gentleman, Brian, another guest, and he's like, we can go north to more residential and commercial and HOA. He goes, or I can go south to all the big facilities and fulfillments. And he's like, I got one truck. What do you say? One loader and one sidewalk machine in a cab versus some other site that takes 5 times the guys and 5 times the material. And he's like, it's the writing's on the wall,
Yeah. So to that point, so a few of our HOAs take 50 shovelers.
Is that right?
6 skidders, 4 or 5 sidewalk machines. Now I can go up here to a local business that's one of our largest, and with 2 wheel loaders and a sidewalk machine,
right,
and a side-by-side and 4 guys, I'm doing 3 times the revenue.
Hey,
go figure.
Look, brother, as somebody's looking to grow, I'm all ears on all these conversations. Right. That's funny that you say all that. Let me ask you this. Last question that I have is, and again, super appreciate the time.
Yeah.
For real. I was walking in here like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful and thankful to be here, to be able to travel, to do these tours, but just, you guys, this is your baby, and I just say, you have a spirit of excellence here, and I try to bring that for myself here with what I do, to film, the podcast, to make an Instagram reel. I try to be very intentional because, again, you lose that control when somebody else is coming on in. And so I'm like, hey, I know you guys have a standard here. I'm a pseudo employee today. I want to do a great job for you. That being said, amazing company, excellent outfit, tons of growth last 5 years. Congrats on everything. Let me ask you this, and here's the thing I always say. I've heard somebody say once, and I said this on a podcast recently, life and success and business and everything, it's like asking the right questions to the right people. So you're a right people in this example, but I'm on my pay grade. I'm not on your pay grade. So let me ask you this. What are people not asking you? What are people not talking about? What is a question that you wish you got asked that nobody's asking? I'm thinking to myself, hey, we're talking trucks and mowers and banking and finance and HR. And you're like, yeah, dude, that's cool. But really, it's actually none of that. It was this. What do you wish people would ask you more? Where are people missing the boat as they look to grow and scale?
I go back to the people.
Oh, okay, sure.
How did you get here? Well, it isn't how did I get here. It's how did we get here? And people that are running $500,000 companies should ask, what was the first good hires that you had? What did you look for in those people? Another great question is, why did you choose that bank?
Okay.
Because they're local, they're a smaller bank.
Yep.
And they want to grow, but they're looking for companies like us to grow with.
Partners.
Yeah, that's the thing.
A lot of guys miss that. I just
100% you miss that.
Yeah, I have a book I wrote. It's called 0 to 100K. It's like the blueprint to just get started. You know, little old, just some guy that wants to replace his income or his job.
Yeah.
And I said, like, you have a team, your HR, your payroll, your CPA, your bookkeeper. But I said, you have a banker. And I just had a friend talk about this on a podcast. Like, that is a relationship. I have a community bank back at home, one for my mortgage, but also another one for my company. And
same bank or different?
2 different banks.
Bad.
For the home and the mortgage?
Yeah.
Or for the business?
Yeah. They want all your money.
I was going to say, yeah, well, if they want to refi, good luck at this rate.
Well, right.
I locked in one before the other, and the other one I had a legacy relationship with, like you said. But also I went with what my builder suggested, and I got locked in at a good rate, and decent rate, I should say. It's not that 275 stuff, and like you said, that COVID money.
Right.
But, in my generation, I don't know if we'll see that again, hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see. But a banker, a lot of folks like your banker or your insurance agent. I'm thinking to myself, I talk to my bankers and my insurance agent almost more than I talk to some of the other folks, part of my quote unquote team, as I aspire to grow. And that banking relationship is huge. I just financed another truck in November. We have truck number 3 going, moving and grooving.
Nice.
I'm right behind you, brother. We're coming.
There you go.
Hey, in 5-10 years, you guys listening in, some 18-year-old kid better come film our stuff because I'm going to be the next Ringers, bro. I'm telling you.
Atta boy.
But I'll tell you, they had to, pull a couple financials, but it wasn't beating each other up.
No,
it was.
But they want to give you the money.
Absolutely.
Right.
I got a great rate. But I have that relationship. This is we bought and paid for a truck. Another truck we've bought. It'll be paid for in a year or 2. This is truck number 3. We've got a couple trailers that have been through there.
Continue to build your
equity, that relationship.
Continue to build that, but continue to build your credit on the company.
Yeah.
Not your personal.
Yes.
Incorporate way faster than just being Joe Schmo out there mowing grass.
Co-signing on your own stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I love that.
Get out of writing the personal guarantees.
Yep.
Just refuse to do them. You want to give me the money? Here's the credit that I have. Here's the equity I have in everything.
Yep.
You don't need me to sign for that.
I love it.
And build the company.
Yeah. Which required me, I don't know, obviously I'm sure it's similar to you guys, especially at this level, but it required me to own up, grow up, get things cleaned up. This last 5-6 years have been just, I call it wet paint because you do something and then 2 minutes later, I'm like, rip that down. We're redoing something different. New systems, new mindset, so it's.
You also got to look in the mirror and say, would my competitor let me run his company?
Sure.
Would my competitor let me run her company? If the answer is no, then you got some growing up to do. Let's get after it a little bit.
Well, one of the best things I heard recently from an individual, he said, if you're looking to ever sell or exit your company and you have a bunch of headaches and problems, why would that buyer or investor want to buy your problems? So I'm like, that's a fair point. Sell at the peak when everything's working great.
Again, 100% transparency because that's kind of what we run.
Yeah.
My sales guys can run the same financial reports that I run.
Okay, sure.
That my CFO runs. So we're a super transparent company. I like everybody kind of knowing everything and where we're going.
Yeah.
So 100% transparency back to that. As the company grows, the guys out in the field kind of know where we're going. We pay a little bit more than everybody else, but the bank knows where we're at.
Right, sure.
Ford line of credit, they wouldn't give us a loan on a couple of trucks when I first started, and we're back up to a $3 million credit line.
Wow.
We've had private equity in and out of here. Do we entertain that? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Tell me what this place is worth.
Sure.
Let's talk to them. There's some good guys out there that are doing this, but to each one of them, and not to be, look at me, but as they walk in here, they've asked us to go to their satellite shops. Hey, can you help us? Put us on the right direction.
Absolutely.
And I said, we can't do it without the right people. My favorite machine of everything that we've ever bought here, and there's millions sitting back here, but it's that stupid little floor machine.
The sweeper?
The sweeper that does our shop floor. It runs twice a day.
You have no idea. Like, that actually builds a dream. I said a forklift.
Right.
Stupid, washing machine, whatever it's called.
Right, the little floor sweeper.
I know, man. I know. Some of the brand new ones are $30,000. You can get them used on Facebook for a fraction of that, but still.
That was $17,000 sitting out there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But they know when I'm stressed, I'll go out there and run it.
I get it, man.
It's peaceful. I'll put in I'll listen to your podcast. I'll go out there and just walk around for a little bit.
No joke. Just to make ends meet, 7-8 years ago, just humble life. I was working at a warehouse making $12 an hour.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I jump on that thing. 40,000 square foot warehouse, just lanes for days down pallet racking. I put the broom up front to broom, and then I'd wash the floor underneath. And I just go up and down, listening to podcasts, listening to music, whatever I was, just to like zone out. We built a 40 by 60 barn back at my house. And I told my wife, future plans, painting the dream. Like, one day we're going to have a forklift in here. We're going to get a little sweeper machine. She goes, for what? I'm like, trust me, like that's the new dream. Like, it's crazy what you get. This is embarrassing. I said, it's crazy what you get excited about in your 30s and 40s.
Right.
Back in the day, you're like, I want a nice truck. I'm like, now I just want a forklift.
Right.
And she's like, what the hell you can use a forklift for? I'm like, to forklift stuff.
A lot of stuff. Because I need it.
And then I see your place. You have like 3 of those Bobcat boom.
Telehandlers.
Telehandlers, okay, yeah.
And then the mechanics are all running Toolcats.
Toolcats, yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
And then we've got mulching crews that run Toolcats.
And you've got all the bells and whistles on all this stuff too, of course, all the accessories, looking freaking crazy.
Right, but why not have all of that?
Yeah.
To use some of our equipment replaces the need to have guys.
Absolutely.
Now you go back 4 or 5 years, guys were really, really hard to find.
Right, sure.
So we replaced that with equipment.
Yeah.
And now that the guys are coming back, we've got some guys in their 50s and 60s, and I showed you a guy today that's pushing 80.
Yeah.
That they're happy and they're as fresh on Friday as they are on Monday.
Beautiful.
Because they've got good equipment to run.
And I'm sure, and I know the guys here appreciate that. And you can tell, again, like I said, that was a good line earlier, is that you didn't have to like pump your folks up to make them happy when they're zipping out the door. Like, they knew the standard, they were excited, they were moving forward, they were excited when they came to work. They were here, like I said, a half hour early.
Yeah.
Unpaid.
Absolutely unpaid.
You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. So, excuse me. I just got to say, Russ, like, thank you so much for the time.
Sure.
This is so cool. And any parting thoughts? I know, kind of like hardball question, like, what are people not talking about? Boom, drop a mic bomb on you. But anything that you want to leave these guys, or anything that you think
lead by example.
Okay.
That's where it all starts. It starts with you.
Yeah.
You can't expect people to do it if you're not willing to do it and show them that you've done it.
It work, like you said.
Yeah.
It's taking
Get after
work.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the first guy in typically. Well, one of the top 3, because I get some old guys that like coffee.
Yeah.
But typically I'm one of the last couple to leave. And not that you have to be that guy every day.
Sure.
But if you're driving the bus, you got to know where you're going.
Yeah, I love it. So, it's a spirit of excellence here. It's a culture of excellence.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Got to get after it.
If you guys are listening to this, I invite you guys to check out the YouTube channel later tonight. We'll drop the shop tour. We're about to film that here. I'm super pumped about that. I'm going to try to capture as much as I can. You got Mission Command behind us.
Yeah.
There's
a lot going on.
Is that rain still kicking?
Rain coming at us.
We got to get moving.
There you go.
All right, brother. Well, cool,
thanks.
guys. We'll lock it down. Thanks so much for listening, guys. All right. Thanks.
Did you know that Ballard Innovative Products is celebrating its 25th year, bringing you the best gear for the lawn and landscape professional, weekend warrior, or home and garden enthusiast? From mower gear, safety gear, trailer racks, equipment securement, equipment servicing tools, chute blockers, mower blades, aluminum baggers, cleaning products, snow removal tools, and much more to make you efficient, effective, safe, and profitable in the field. Be sure to check out the Ballard-Inc.com website to help dominate and elevate your business this season. With over 30 years in the green industry, we're sure that we've got something you can't live without. Our website search by mower function now makes it easier than ever. New gear is being added all the time. Stay safe and keep grinding. Ballard.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.